Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel and to another reaction video. Today we are reacting to Yuri on Ice, episode 8. Last episode was the end of Cup of China and Yuri ended up winning the silver medal behind Prix from India. I am so sorry, I was saying his name wrong. I was adding an L and that's where I was getting confused. It's really hard when you are watching it in Japanese and there are subtitles, so you're trying to keep up with what's being said in that way, and the names that are being said are not Japanese. It's very difficult, so I apologize. It is Prix, and he won the gold medal. He came in 4th at Skate America, so he probably is going to end up making it. I'm also trying to make sure Nezuko is not about to jump on top of my figures, because she's being a little mad woman right now. So Yuri won the silver medal, Prix won the gold, and Chris won the bronze. So the American guy is out of it because he came in like 7th or 8th, I think. And even if you win your first event, you need to come in 4th or higher. Anything lower than that, you're not making it. And 4th is gonna make you go on the cusp. So you gotta be very careful. So I'm very much interested to see what happens next. I think we're diving right into Rostelecom. Yeah, the next episode is called Yuri versus Yuri, the horror Rostelecom Cup short program. So we're gonna be diving right into it. I mean, we only have a few episodes left. And I don't remember if we get all the way to the Grand Prix final. Honestly, I feel like this could be, I think we might actually, because they're squeezing a lot into each episode. But we are gonna dive right in, but before we do, I actually haven't introduced myself. Hello, my name is Hannah. If this is your first time here, welcome. I am a competitive figure skater. I began skating at the age of 6, and I coached for 10 years as well, so I like to say I know a thing or two about skating. Just a disclaimer, because I'm looking at this from the eyes of a figure skater, I'm not really watching this as a reaction since this is not the first time I watched it. I'm gonna be pausing, I'm gonna be talking over a lot of stuff, I'm gonna be going over what's realistic and what isn't, so keep that in mind as we go through it. This is not your regular reaction channel. It's not even my first time watching it. I watched this, actually it was my very first anime that I watched back in 2016, but I did not watch it because I liked anime, I watched it because it was figure skating and everyone in the figure skating world was talking about it, and there is a lot of stuff that I don't remember. So I still react occasionally, but for the most part, this series is really about just me kind of talking through how realistic it is. So if you liked the video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment your thoughts on today's episode. Also, if you are interested in seeing my reactions early and unedited, along with some Patreon exclusives that are coming, like Sakamoto Days and Dandadan, check out my Patreon linked in the description. Finally, you can follow me on social media. I'm at Hannah Malay on Instagram and TikTok, and at lookingnerdy on X. All right, let's go. It never gets old. It never gets old. All right, we're in Russia. It's very not real for this year, the past couple of years. The Ice Tiger. Oh, that's such like quiet and like emo kid. Loves his grandpa. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of media around Yuri because he's got Victor and it's in Russia. So this is a total random anecdote that I'm just gonna throw in right now. So currently, rules have very much changed. So first of all, Russia is banned from competing right now. They are going to be allowed to have a like neutral athlete in the women's event and the men's event at the Olympics, but they're still not allowed to compete in like ISU events. I'm not gonna get into the details of that because it's a lot. It's a lot to talk about, and yeah. Let's just say they are not competing and they should not be competing is what I would say. And because of that, there's no competitions happening in Russia. So that's one thing. We haven't had a Rostelecom Cup since 2021, like before the 2022 Olympic Games. On top of that, Yurio, so the Russian, the younger kid, he is actually, I think he's supposed to be 15 here. He's too young to compete at the senior level now. They have upped the age limit So this year you have to be 17 in order to compete at the senior level. I agree with this. I think that skaters we should be really pushing for longevity in the sport, and raising the age limit will help, because we were having skaters from Russia show up at 15 years old, land all the hard jumps because they can just throw themselves in the air, win everything, and then have to retire a season later because of injuries. So I think there's definitely starting to be more of a push to have like the older competitors be competitive, because we're aiming for longevity in the sport. If the age limit is 17, which is older than a lot of these skaters could even make it to in their competitive career, that means that they will have to train in a way that is healthier for their bodies and promote longevity, rather than just showing up, winning everything, and then being done, possibly with a lifelong injury. So I really like those changes. And yeah, so that's something that's just different. I mean, again, this was in 2016, so a lot of things have changed since 2016, because that was almost 10 years ago. But the whole Russia thing and the age limit thing, that's all very new. That's all happened since 2022. What a way to push off the question, Victor. Oh. I mean, he was really trying to get the press to talk about Yuri instead of himself, so I think he's learning. No. That was funny. Dang. Yuri's like, I'm just gonna go in the... Oh, never mind. I too would be like, I'm just gonna go in this other elevator away from people. Oh, he's still on that. Yeah, him getting silver at Cup of China, he has to be on the podium here. I forgot the pacing of this was... Okay, the pacing of the show is very quick. So as you can see, they have something set up right here that's telling you the points that each skater has. So Otabek Alti has officially qualified, meaning that his 28 points, there is literally no mathematical way that anyone can kick him out of the top 6, along with Chris from Switzerland with his 26 points. He got 11 at, is that China? Yeah, that's the kanji, is China. And then he got 15 in France. So yeah, because it went America, Canada, China, Japan, France, Russia. So Russia's the last one. So there's a bunch of skaters that have gotten both of their events in, but this will decide it. So if Yuri is able to end up on the podium here, he should probably go. It's really hard to describe the math of everything, because obviously it's pretty easy to tell. The higher amount of points you have at the end of it, the likelier you are to go to the Grand Prix final. But there are tiebreakers, because a lot of times skaters will have the same amount of points. For example, someone who gets second and third will have the same amount of points as someone who gets first and fourth. However, let's say those skaters are ranked 6th and 7th. The skater that got a first place will win, because the first tiebreaker is based off of placement. So any skater that has a first place will go over any skater who doesn't have a first place, but it can get really, really sketchy real quick. So there's a lot to it. It's hard to explain, but I think the biggest thing to remember is simply for every placement you get a certain amount of points. You only get 2 shots. You don't get a retake. You can only go to 2 events, and those 2 events count. And you just want as many points as you can. Each placement that you have, it goes down 2 points until it runs out. So there are some placements really low where you get 0 points. You want to be first, second, or third to really be in the mix for it. So anyway, I'm not really good at explaining how the scores work. And only the top 6. So he got 3rd and 1st, yeah. So that's a great spot to be in. Jean-Jacques. I guess Jean-Jacques. Oh, he only got 2nd as well. Oh boy, okay. Yeah, he's really on the cusp, so he's... Yeah, that's so true. When you're watching figure skating competitions that are on different continents, staying up late happens a lot. I pulled all-nighters when I was a teenager watching like events in China and Japan because those are always happening overnight for us. All right. A quad loop that did not look... He landed forward. I'm starting to notice more and more issues with the animation where it just feels like they... I don't know, like I felt like at the very beginning of this show, they were very much trying super hard to make sure all the jumps looked very realistic. And as the show is progressing, I feel like it's looking more and more like they're just kind of giving up halfway and saying like, well, they're gonna call it, so it is what it is. Because that one, it looked like he landed forward. You don't ever land forward. You'll always land backwards. And if he landed forward, he would spin on the ice so that he can get backwards as quickly as possible. Because you literally, like with the way that the G-force works, if you land and you're going forward, you will just fall on your face. If you just like land and you try and skate forward, like you literally cannot land and then just skate forward. If you land forward, it would be an under rotation, where as quickly as you possibly can, because you're still spinning, you will finish your rotation on the ice. So you don't like come out of a jump forward. Anyway, I just feel like, especially with the last episode where there was that combination, that the way they animated it, that combination doesn't exist. It should have been a half loop in the middle, which they could still call a single loop. That's what they were doing the entire episode. They made it look like a single loop and then making the jump combo not a legal jump. So anyway, I just feel like, personally, I'm starting to notice more errors with the animation. Could be because it's MAPPA. MAPPA's kind of known for taking on too many projects at once. I'll say it the nice way. Aw. Oh, he's doing all the math in his head. See, that looks good. That was a triple Lutz triple toe. Yeah, if you're skating to a mambo, you gotta show it on your face. Skating like this isn't gonna get you a ton of points. Oh my god. That's Red Goku's voice. Holy moly. He sounds like Rengoku. Like he's speaking like Rengoku. See, they're making it hard for me to even be able to call it. It's like the angling and the animation is just starting to get a little muddled. 82. That's decent. We're really pushing through this. We gotta have the character with a sister complex. Yeah, that was a triple axel. See, that looked like a sow cow. Why is every... No comment. Ooh, he did a triple Lutz triple loop. See, and I could tell that too. They did a good job with that one. That's the most difficult combination you can do. I talked quite a lot about it with Medalist and Hikaru, so I'm not going to talk about it a lot now. I'll just put the video where I talk about it more in the description, I guess. I would really like it if we didn't have to do a sister complex character every once in a while. It's a pretty good score. Uh-oh. But his grandpa obviously means a lot to him. Did he make him mad with the food comment? Well, let them watch at this point. They've stayed up as late as they have. Let them watch Yuri if he's next. I don't know how to feel about this super confident Yuri. I'm worried he's gonna fall apart. All right. In today's day and age, a second and a fourth, that's not getting you to the Grand Prix final. Man, it is crazy to think how much bonus people got when they put everything in the back half. But they're not allowed to do that anymore, because, again, an advantage to the really young skaters. See, that was a very good animated triple axel. Again, that looked a little like a quad toe, and the sound effects with the sound design being the same for every jump is a little bit just nitpicky frustrating, because edge jumps do not sound like toe jumps. Nice. Nice. All right. Of course, they're right after each other to add to the dramatic effect. Pull that hair up, boy. You cannot skate with your hair in front of your face like that, by the way. The amount of hairspray that people put... The amount of hairspray that people put in their hair to keep it out of their face while they skate, because even a little wisp getting in front of your face can cause you to fall apart. Anime never change. Wow. Yeah, he's 15, so he would not be skating in the Senior Grand Prix nowadays. Not allowed. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Again, it looked and sounded like a toe loop. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. That looked like a toe loop too, so. I don't think we know what the score is of the person in second right now, right? Because those two guys beforehand, it said they were going into second with their like 82 and then 89. But now Yuri's in first, so what is that score that's been in first for a while? Hopefully they'll show us. Oh, wow, that's mean. JJ. So about 11 points behind. That's a big gap for him. Unless we throw us for a loop and this guy ends up in first or something. Man, this show makes music picking for skaters way more interesting than it is in the real world. In the real world, it's like, okay, we have yet another Carmen. Oh, here's a Phantom of the Opera. So he's the one going in with the first place. So he has the most room for not having the greatest competition. Okay, I remember this. People don't even sing along in America to people's music, even when they skate to super well-known Broadway. People don't sing along. It's a figure skating competition, not a concert. Oh, he's doing a quadlets in the second half. All right, so that's probably going into first. Well, this makes things interesting. A quadlets after the halfway mark in the short program. It's crazy. Oh no. Because that's Victor's dog, right? Oh. Why? Same. What? I mean, I get why Victor would ask him because it was his coach, but oh man, okay. Yeah, this show really likes to throw in the drama that Medalist did not. Okay, so our Canadian king with the original song is currently in first by about 4 points, and then it's Yuri, and then it's Yurio. So whoever was in fourth, that's someone. We don't even know what the score is because the other two that we saw are in like fifth and sixth. So should be interesting to see what happens. I genuinely, I'm surprised. I don't remember much, but it has been 10 years. It's been nearly 10 years. So, and I feel like I watched it because everyone was talking about it, but I didn't like pay attention and I was watching it subbed. So I don't remember what happens next. I'm looking forward to what happens next. The Canadian guy has a gold medal, so he can come anywhere between, well, if he gets second and third, that's a guarantee. Second or third, that's a guarantee. If he comes in fourth, he would tie with Pachit, and then they would have a tiebreaker of who has the highest combined score. So that would be that tiebreaker, which would probably end up going to JJ because of the short program score he just put up, unless he really falls apart in the free skate. And he would have to end up in anything less than third because he has a 4-point gap over Yuri. So that can be made up in one jump in the free skate. So that'll be interesting. Yuri, I think he's gonna make it to the Grand Prix final just because of the pacing of the show is telling me that's where they're heading, is him going to the Grand Prix final. And he really just needs to come in second or third. Fourth would be a definite no, I think, at this point, but second or third should be a solid. And then same for Yurio, he needs to come in second or third. And yeah, that's kind of it, because I think Prix will make it. I think, well, obviously Chris and the one other guy that we haven't seen compete yet got it. But 2 that have already qualified, Yuri, Yurio, Prix, and JJ. I feel like that's what they're kind of setting it up to be at this point. I don't feel like anyone else really has that much of a shot. And I do think we make it to the Grand Prix final. But we'll see what happens in the free skate. That is going to be it for today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment your thoughts. Also, once again, if you're interested in getting access to my reactions early and unedited, and have access to some Patreon exclusives that will be coming out in July of Sakamoto Days and Dandadan, definitely check out my Patreon linked in the description. And also follow me on my socials, all that fun stuff. But that is it for today's video. Matane!